Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm reacting to Hanumanjis message, Swami Anubhavananda. I saw this. There's a few actually recent ones that he put out that I kind of want to react to, but they're only 4 days old, so I can't. Because I choose not to react to videos that are 30 days or under. So anyways, I saw this one. Let's go ahead and give this a shot. Hope
In the area of Upasana Shraddha, don't ask questions. Now, after we do this, now we start learning from Hanumanji. So, what was Hanumanji's message? We have seen we live at three levels: at body level, at experience level, and at eye level. See? I have this property, I have this car, and I lived a very happy life. So three things: property, car, etc., the material world. I had a happy life, the experiences, and I lived the I. So we have to work on all the three. And how to work? Hanumanji gives this message. First, Deha Buddhya tu dasosmi. When you consider yourself to be body, only sadhana is serve, serve, serve. And when you start serving, what happens? Number one, laziness goes away. At the level of the body, there are three problems: alasya, nidra, pramad. Alasya, laziness; nidra, excessive sleep; pramad, repeating the same mistakes again and again. Think to get out of this. The only sadhana is the service, serve. See, I tell you, some place, I was given a place to stay on the first floor, and exactly below that floor was a great Mahatma staying. I was staying up. No, I was so much thinking. I said, if I walk, that sound will come, tuck, 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 tuck. So I kept my shoes outside. I will not go for bathroom, etc. at night, because the sound will come. See? Because when you are aware that you are a source of nuisance to others, you have to be very careful. See, friends, then your discomfort, everything goes away. Therefore, as body, when we are living, the only thing is serve, serve, serve. A person who is lazy cannot serve.
So when he said there was three things that he taught us, I thought it was going to be body, mind, and atma. As in, the body, obviously, the mind is in the ego, and then atma, meaning your true self. Because the body and the mind, generally speaking, is who we think we are. And then, obviously, atma being our true self. But I was wrong on that one. And also, interesting that he says serve. I think whenever he said that, it just made me think that, if more people see things this way, I think we would be, a much happier group. Even if you look at it in terms of the scientific perspective, where I believe scientists is it Swami Sarvapriyananda? Yeah, Swami Sarvapriyananda has said that scientists said that there's three things that kind of make us happy. The first is generally stuff for ourselves, like buying ourselves stuff, like buying a brand new car, brand new phone, or brand new game, or brand new whatever, brand new shoes, brand new clothes. All these things are self-serving, and they're very temporary and very short in terms of how much happiness they provide. The next thing is working. Something like working. Um, you know, it gives you a little bit more happiness because you're serving other people. But it's not in the sense of what you like. But it's better than serving yourself. It lasts a little bit longer, if I remember it correctly. I think this is the one I struggle to remember. But the third one is about serving. It's about serving other people in the sense of, I guess, like what you enjoy. Like if you help someone, not because it's your job, but because you love it, you will get a lot of joy, a very long lasting joy out of it. So, people who like to help the homeless, you could say, where they go to like a soup kitchen or something and they cook the soup and then they serve the soup out, they find great joy in that. As opposed to a job where it's what they're supposed to do. Whereas this one is more voluntary. But of course, Swami Sarvapriyananda also says there's actually a fourth one, according to Advaita Vedanta, which is yourself. Your true self is the ultimate happiness, a never ending bliss. Whereas those three, very short, longer, last longer, but none of them are permanent.
One has to be healthy and non-emotional. So, Deha Buddhyatu Dasosmi. Then slowly we will conquer our body identification. Then the second stage comes. Jiva Buddhyat Vadam Shakaha. So second stage we grow. That who am I if I am not the body, body created by somebody, then who am I? Then I am the soul. We accept it blindly, stupidly. What do we mean by soul? Nobody answers this question except Vedanta. So if you consider you have to be soul, okay, nothing wrong. Then what the soul is? That the soul is nothing but Paramatma expressing through the limitations of the body. Like, this is a very simple thing to understand. Mind expressing through the eyes is vision. Mind expressing through the ears is hearing ability. Now I have been talking for last 12 minutes. Out of 12 minutes, how many minutes you have heard? Huh? My sound is constantly coming, but the mind has gone somewhere. Think. So who is hearing? Ears are not hearing. Ears are just instrument through which the mind is hearing. Therefore, the mind is the reality and ears, etc. are the instrument. Exactly the same way, God, Paramatma, Brahma, Bhagavan is the reality. He is expressing through us. That expression is called as Jiva, the soul. Jiva Buddhya Tadam Shaka. Now when we accept this principle, then what will happen? If I am the expression of the divine, I cannot be a devil.
Oh.
Think. If ornaments are made out of gold, there cannot be steel in that ornament. It will be only gold. If an object is made out of sugar, it cannot be bitter, it will be sweet. Exactly the same way, Jiva Buddhya Tvadam Shakaha. Therefore, we have to live in this world only with one formula. Be happy and distribute happiness around you.
Real quick about this, he's talking about instrument. I meant to pause it back then, but I missed my opportunity. It's very interesting he said that. He said that the ears are an instrument for the brain to hear. It's like, well, in my mind, I was thinking, it's like, well, the brain doesn't hear. But this is a very interesting argument to, I don't know, for me anyway, that our brain just receives signals. It doesn't actually hear, it doesn't actually see, it doesn't actually smell, taste, or touch anything. All the brain receives are just signals. I've always thought about, like, what happens if you take someone's brain out of their head and put it into a jar and say that it can live on like that. What would the experience be? You wouldn't be able to hear anything, see anything, touch anything, smell anything. So everything that the brain would experience is through its mind, like a dream. Would it know the difference of reality and fake? This is getting a bit off topic, but this is what I think about. But anyways, it's just, To me, that's a bit of an argument in terms of like, who you are, who am I, to people who believe that they are the body. Now, to argue for the mind, it's going to be a bit different, um, because that's to me that's a bit of a more difficult argument. I think a lot of people can easily say they're not the body, but they're the brain, which is understandable, of course. And then to make the argument that they are the emotion and what affects them in terms of emotions, again, something that you can easily argue that no, you are the one who's getting angry, and you are doing that by your chemicals, by your reaction. And the easy way to say that's like antidepressant pills and stuff like that, where you're being depressed, you take the antidepressant pill, you're not depressed anymore. So clearly, it is a chemical reaction. That's all it is. I'm getting off topic again.
No complaints, no teaching others. You are at peace with yourself. A person who is at peace with himself or herself is at peace with the whole world. Jiva buddhya tadamshakaha. Up to here we have seen yesterday. Now the third point. Hanumanji says, Atma buddhya tvamevaham. See, our life is lived whatever we think we are. If I think I am a man, I'll be leading the life of a man. If I think I am a woman, I'll be leading the life of a woman. One recent case I handled, there was one boy. He did his graduation medicine, MBBS, and his mother expired, and he has not told this thing to his mother. He wrote me. He said, Swamiji, I haven't told my mom nor my dad knows about it. But I feel I am in a wrong body. I am not a man. I am a woman. And I try myself to prove I am a man. But I cannot. I am a woman. So what to do? Then I had some psychiatrist friend. I sent him to them. Then he tried to tell him everything. He said, whatever you may tell, I am a woman. Educated, medical graduate. Who can help him? Because the rule is one. Whatever you think, that you are. You think you are unfortunate, you are unfortunate. You think you are lucky, you are lucky. What a freedom is given. If we have to think, why not we think? We are divine. Not the children of sin. We are not the children of sin. We are the expression of the divine. Atma buddhya tadamshaka. Atma buddhya tvamevaham. And therefore, this we have to discover. See, the spiritual practice is discovery. Discover.
I so struggle with this Swami here. I did understand a few things, but again, I struggle so hard with his videos. I will say this: I do try to look for his longer videos. My only issue is that a lot of them are, say, an hour to 2 hours long for part one out of 8. And I'm like, it's like I see a video, it's like, oh, an hour and 30 minutes, that's great. And I see it's like part one, oh, okay, let's see what the other parts look like. There's 17 more parts to this, and each of them are an hour 30 minutes long. I'm like, this was one of the longest one I've reacted to. I think a longer one of his. I think there was one and found that was an hour long, and I did react to it. It's a little bit easier to understand when he can start from the very beginning as opposed to the middle. So, if I can remember, if I can recollect correctly, he talks about how essentially what I originally thought was the body, the mind, and the Atman, meaning that you first discover that you are not the body. The next thing to discover that you're not the mind, and the last thing you discover is who you truly are. I believe that's the sequence he went in. Let me know if I'm wrong. If I am, I wouldn't doubt it. I do struggle with him a lot, and even after watching so many videos of his, it's still I struggle still a little bit, or actually a lot. Let me put it that way. But sometimes I do understand him, and again, like I said, as I watch many videos in terms of Advaita Vedanta, and this is the first time I've heard him say Vedanta as well. I guess, mind you, I believe Swami Sarvapriyananda talks about the different kinds of schools of Vedanta. And Advaita Vedanta is a specific school, and Vedanta itself is also a separate school, I believe. I don't know if Advaita Vedanta and Vedanta are the same. I think they are different. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Um, and again, like I said, I believe that it's Swami Sarvapriyananda who has said that. I think there's like two other schools too that are pretty close to Vedanta, I believe. Again, it's a video I've only seen about once, and just to talk about the different kinds of schools, and I remember ideas, not necessarily exact definitions. So the fact that there are, in fact, at the very least, two different schools of Vedanta, one being Advaita Vedanta versus Vedanta. So this is my reaction to Hanumanji's message. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, thumbs up, thumbs down, and below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.